this is Algebra 2, Lesson 41. We're going to talk about units and unit multipliers. We're starting on page 184. When we talk about measurements such as 4 feet, 6 centimeters, 42.78 miles per hour, and 93 liters, we call the whole term 4 feet, 6 centimeters, denominant numbers. In Latin, the prefix de, de, means completely, and nominare means to name. So denominant means completely named. So 4 feet is the denominant number. The units of the denominant numbers describe what we are measuring. So in feet or centimeters or miles per hour or liters, those are the units. For example, when we're talking about area or volume, we often use exponential terms to handle the units. It's also going to be true about very large amounts and very small amounts. We can multiply or divide units just like we multiply or divide numbers or variables. So feet squared times feet equals feet cubed. Centimeters cubed divided by centimeters equals centimeters squared. Yards cubed divided by yards equals yards squared. Inches cubed divided by inches squared equals inches. Okay? Unit multipliers. Any non-zero number divided by itself equals 1. So x squared divided by x squared equals 1. 24.123 divided by 24.123 equals 1. 6 feet squared divided by 6 feet squared equals 1. We know that there are 12 inches in a foot. So 12 inches divided by 1 foot equals 1. And 1 foot divided by 12 inches equals 1, because 1 foot equals 12 inches, right? So we can substitute. Instead of writing 1 foot, we could put 12 inches here, and it would be 12 inches over 12 inches. Instead of having 12 inches here, we could have written 1 foot, and it would be 1 foot divided by 1 foot. So either way, this equals 1. We call these terms unit multipliers, and they are very helpful when we want to change one set of units to another set of units. I realize you have been doing this since 8th grade. So we're going to do it some more. They're just going to be a little more complicated, of course. Okay? Use a unit multiplier to change 600 inches to feet. So we're starting with 600 inches. We want to end up with feet. And we're calling it a unit multiplier, which gives you a hint. We're going to be multiplying. We're going to be multiplying the ratios of inches to feet in such a way that the inches cancel and we're left with feet. So that means since the inches here are in the numerator, we're going to want the inches to be in the denominator, so our inches will cancel and leave us with feet. And our quantity here that will make this 1 and therefore will not change this value is 1 foot to 12 inches. Okay? That means that 600 divided by 12, our inches cancel, and we're left with however many feet that is. It turns out to be actually 50 feet, for what it's worth. If we had flipped the unit multiplier, this answer would still have been, this amount would still have been 1 if we had done 600 inches times 12 inches over 1 foot. This would still equal 1. This would equal 600 inches times 12 inches divided by a foot. It would still be true in a way because we haven't changed the values since we're still multiplying by 1, but it doesn't give us an answer in a form we can use. This comes out to 7,200 inches squared over feet. which is just not useful. That doesn't mean anything. It did not come out the way we wanted. So if as you're multiplying these things through and you're multiplying your units together, if they aren't canceling, you flipped something wrong. So this is what you check. We don't want inches squared per foot. We want feet. We want to end up with just feet. Okay? Alright, here's the next one. We're going to use unit multipliers to convert square feet to square inches. Okay? So we're starting with 44 feet squared. And of course, feet squared is feet times feet. This time we're going to want the feet to cancel and leave us with inches. So that means 12 inches equals 1 foot. But this is only 1 foot and we've got feet squared. So we're going to have to do it one more time. 12 inches over 1 foot. This way, this cancels one of the feet and this cancels the other feet. And we're left with inches times inches, which is inches squared. Okay? The point of doing these problems is to learn to convert the units from one to another. The numerical part of the final denominant number is not as important right now as the unit you end up with. If you're in my class, I want to see the work of canceling the units written out. I do not need to see the final numerical amount multiplied out. Okay? So in other words, I know you can do that on your calculator. What I want to see is the feet canceling twice and you being left with inches squared. So for this problem, this is your final result. We can write it a little more neatly by saying 44 times 12 inches. Times 12 times 12. And we're left with inches squared. Or 44 times 12 squared, inches squared. Okay? So you can make it neater like this, but I need to see these cancel. So show your work. You're going to be using these a lot in physics and chemistry. Okay? Especially physics. Alright, here's another one. Use unit multipliers to convert 42 square yards to square inches. Okay, so we're starting with 42 yards squared. We can go from yards to feet. We want our yards to cancel, so they're going to go on the bottom, and 1 yard is 3 feet. Okay? This is only 1 yard. It takes care of the square, but we still have a yard left, so we need to do that again. 3 feet over 1 yard. That cancels our other yard. Now we have feet squared, but we want inches squared. So now we need to get rid of the feet with inches. And here we've gotten rid of 1 foot. We need to get rid of another foot. Foot and foot. Okay? So you can leave your answer here, or you can clean it up a little bit by saying 42 times 3 squared times 12 squared, and we're left with inches squared. Okay? Use unit multipliers to convert 16 cubic miles, which is miles to the raised to the third power, to cubic inches, which is inches raised to the third power. Alright, so we have 16 miles cubed. This is going to be a big number. Alright, we know that there are 5,280 feet in a mile. That gets rid of one of our miles. So now we're left with miles squared. 5,280 feet per mile. Again, leaves us with just miles times 5,280 feet over miles. That gets rid of the miles. Now we have feet and we want inches. Oh my goodness, I should have written this smaller. All right, times, we're going to continue this on the next line. Now we have feet, feet, and feet. Our miles cancel. We need our feet to cancel now, so we have 1 foot equals 12 inches. That cancels 1 foot. We have 12 inches equals 1 foot. That cancels another foot. Times 12 inches over 1 foot. And that cancels the third foot. So we're left with 16 times 5,280 cubed, 1, 2, 3, times 12 cubed. Inches cubed. Okay? We did not cube the 16. That's what we started with. We're leaving it whole. Okay? So that would be your answer. Alright, that's it for this lesson. Do your practice problems and your homework and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.